William Lascher, born 12th November 1837, died 20th August 1875. Buried at the Old Red Church Cemetery, Tivoli. Look for his stone against the fence along Route 9, north of the church. The inscription on this young man's tall, beautifully sculpted tombstone reads, "In memory of William Lascher, died August 20th, 1875, aged 37 years, 9 months, 8 days. Erected by his friends, HRRR, CD. HRRR stands for the Hudson River Railroad, William's place of employment, but we are unsure of what CD might indicate in this context. Perhaps Central Depot? Charitable donation? Do you have a better idea? Perhaps further research will track down the meaning. The spelling of his surname is uncommon, and may be the result of those who engraved it not being familiar with the usual spelling in our area. Whatever the case, it would appear this man's friends and co-workers chipped in to remember him in a fairly grand style. William's unusual tombstone stands along the fence between his mother Betsy Lascher's broken stone on the right and his sister Ellen Lascher Figuera's stone to the left. Ellen died in Manhattan in 1893, but the newspaper reported she was to be buried at Madeline. Mourners could board a 7:30 a.m. train from Grand Central Terminal to attend. Ellen and her husband Joseph Figuera, also employed by the Hudson River Railroad, can be found living together in New York City in the 1870 census, with their 3 children, Joseph Jr., John, and William Figuera, as well as William Lascher and James Decker, who were also employed by the Hudson River Railroad, and 3 other families. It's possible that Joseph Figuera and James Decker were 2 of the friends who erected William Lascher's tombstone. Working on the railroad was often a dangerous job, and the newspapers frequently reported accidents and fatalities of both workers and bystanders. However, no story about the death of William Lascher could be found at the time of this writing. As an example of the sorts of accidents that could occur, we look at the New York Daily Tribune of January 10, 1872, which reported that his nephew, Joseph Figuera, had his legs crushed at the Hudson River Railroad Depot at 32nd Street while coupling cars. He was 17 years old at the time. William's sister Mary E. Lascher married Theodore Hoffman, and they are buried close by next to the church. In the 1850 census of Red Hook, William, 16 years old at the time, appears as the only child residing with his parents, Philip and Betsy Lascher. Philip died before 1860, and Betsy passed away 2 years later. Whatever the circumstances surrounding William's life, he had friends who wanted to commemorate him and commissioned a marker that still does so almost 150 years after his death.